also not bad.
Hi, Dad. You're home early. I'm getting better, huh? Someday you'll be glad you paid for all those singing lessons when I'm a star at the Met.
I'm sure I will. But right now, I'm more interested in your culinary talents.
Don't tell me your boss is coming for dinner and you want me to whip up something special.
We're entertaining Mr. Russell Kay, the millionaire industrialist and president of the Manhattan Gourmet Society.
Hold it, you're losing me. This sounds like a client. And when you and Mr. Honeywell throw a client in the same cage with Margie, something's very peculiar.
Oh, not this time, baby. You see, I met Mr. Kay at one of those Gourmet Society dinners. Mr. Honeywell is a member. And I started bragging about that sensational ragout that you cook.
You mean my old-fashioned beef stew?
To a gourmet, it's ragout. Well, anyway, Mr. Kay insisted that I bring him home to dinner so that he could sample it. He's always on the lookout for unusual dishes. So you just whip up your ragout and...
If Mr. Kay likes it, you'll sign with Honeywell and Todd. Okay, I'll woo him and stew him. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't this Russell Kay the chairman of the Civic Opera Foundation?
Why, yes, I think so. But why?
Because tonight, Mr. Kay will be served by a singing waitress. Ragout with opera au gratin on the side. Won't you try my stew ragout, Mr. Kay? Bum, ba, bum, while I sing my girlish away. Bum, ba, bum. If you want to grant me what kind of wishes, then you can listen to my operatic audition.
No, absolutely not. No opera.
Not even a few crumbs of pagliacci once a cracker?
No, don't you see, baby? You're my daughter, and he's our guest. If you sang, he'd have to be polite about it, whether he liked it or not, and it wouldn't be fair.
No, I suppose it wouldn't be. Okay, no opera. Could I maybe hum a little?
No hum. Now, for once, can't you help me with a client? I'm going back to the office, and Mr. Honeywell and Mr. Kay and I are coming back for 7 o'clock dinner. Now, make it good, Margie, and don't forget, this is a big deal you're cooking.
Here's your groceries, Miss Margie.
Hello, Charlie. Did you get everything?
You better check the list. Here's the meat, the vegetables, staples. You had miscellaneous written down.
Miscellaneous, I did?
So I got a can of hash. Is that miscellaneous enough?
Plenty. But tonight I'm cooking my special ragout, so you'll have to go back to the store for me.
Sound like you got VIPs coming.
Important isn't a word for it. The guest of honor is the chairman of the Civic Opera Foundation, no less.
You mean you finally got your audition set up for yourself, Miss Margie? That's real crazy. You send them long-haired cats with those operatic licks.
No such luck, Charlie. Dad won't let me sing for Mr. Kay because I'm his daughter, and it wouldn't be fair to take advantage of our guest.
Now, wouldn't that frost you, missing a chance like this just because you ain't someone else?
Yeah. Hey, wait. Suppose I were someone else.
Someone else? Like who?
Well, like the cook, for instance. I could be the new German cook who used to sing Wagner in the old country. Jawohl, the cook could opera get singing while Margie gets gelost. That way I wouldn't break my word to Dad, but I'd still get my audition. You've got to help me, Charlie. We can do it if we work together.
But I don't dig that opera. Best I can do is whine a couple of bars of Basin Street.
You don't have to sing, Charlie. Just cook the dinner for me so I'll have time to rehearse. You can cook that yummy chicken bayou you cooked for Dad's birthday, remember?
You know, I'll do anything to help you, Miss Margie. Chicken bayou coming up.
Wonderful. You go to the store and get what you need. I'll prepare for the debut of Ilse Rautmeier, the operatic cook.
Straighten up, Lou Armstrong. Man, you're faded.
Well, Albright, I can hardly wait to sample your daughter's ragout. My taste buds are simply quivering.
Oh, it's nothing too exciting for a gourmet like yourself, Mr. Kay, but I think you'll find it somewhat different.
You can be sure. Anything Margie cooks up will be different.
Guten Abend, Herr Albright. Dinner is the cooking the stove on. Come already the house inside.
Margie, what in heaven's name are you up to?
Margie? Oh, jawohl. Miss Margie was out of town called on business.
Margie, what?
Oh, yes, she is out of town. I am Ilse Krautmeier, the new cook. Miss Margie hired me before she left the business trip suddenly on.
Well, Albright, I didn't know your daughter was in business.
Oh, yeah. She is one smart cooking. She is gone to see Herr Duncan Hines. He is giving her ragu an audition. Maybe they decide to can it, yeah?
I must confess I'm a bit disappointed, Ilse. I was looking forward to some of Miss Albright's famous ragu.
Oh, don't you worry, mein Herr. Ilse has got a recipe that will make you give flip. I am making chicken Bavarian. I will go see how it is doing. Sit in the plot.
Oh, yes, by all means, sit as he plots, Mr. K. I'll go out in the kitchen and see what's on the menu.
Nonsense, my boy. I'll go. You make your guests comfortable. I'll go and sprechen the little Deutsch mit Ilse. I'll find out what's cooking, believe me.
Maybe we should go out to a restaurant to eat, Mr. K.
Don't be silly. I'm looking forward to this. I've never tasted chicken Bavarian.
Margie, I demand an explanation. Charlie,
Jawohl, man. Guten Abend, Mr. Honeywell.
what the places is going on here?
Never mind, you'll see. Now, you just trot back in there and tell Dad dinner's almost ready. In fact, the fat's in the fire.
By George, that soup was a delight. The salad, perfection. If your daughter's a better cook than this Ilse, no wonder Duncan Hines is after her.
It's a wonder the authorities aren't after her.
He means for running off without telling me and leaving you to the mercies of a new cook.
Well, now, she's not bad, really. I'm anxious to try this entree of hers.
Well, you see, Ilse fancies herself as an opera singer, and she's been taking lessons. Wagner is very popular in her country. That is the chicken Bavarian, Ilse?
Yo, this chicken Bavarian is a dish I hope makes me slow. It comes from the little ministry of the food, your people of the police know. It's the cocoa from the white banana
Delightful. Marvelous.
Dankeschön. I sing for you some more.
No, he means the chicken Bavarian.
Yes. That sauce is divine. I must know the ingredients, Ilse. The herbs, what are they?
Herbs? Oh, yeah, the herbs. I give you a hint.
Marie, I love you.
Rosemary. Of course. What else?
I'm on my hands, you in my soul.
Thyme. Fresh thyme, yes. Any others?
What else? Und this one. Faith, dear, the sun shines netty.
Dill. By George, it's the master touch.
Put them all together, dish fair chicken Bavarian. The birds are asleep, and audition for me.
You didn't eat much breakfast this morning, Dad.
Nope, that chicken Bavarian we had for dinner last night sort of stuck in my throat. I guess it did yours, too, didn't it?
Was that intended as a rib?
You bet. Your little scheme to impress Mr. K with your divine voice fell flatter than your high notes.
Oh, I don't know. He said he liked my voice, didn't he?
He was just being polite, that's all. Oh, well, thanks to Charlie's cooking, no harm was done, except to your pride.
Hello? Just a moment, please. So Mr. K wasn't impressed, huh? Well, this is Mr. K on the phone, and he wants to talk with Ilse about last night. So there you are, and here is Ilse, and there is Mr. K. Guten Morgen, Herr K. Was ist du want mit Ilse?
Ilse, I want you to know I was most impressed with you last evening. Oh, yes, of course I enjoyed your singing. I have a little surprise for you. I wonder if you could drop around to my office this morning. The Civic Opera Foundation offices. Well, you know where we are? Splendid. I'll be looking for you.
Well, looks like I'm on my way to the Met, Dad. Of course, I won't expect to sing lead roles right at first.
All I can say is Kay is a better judge of food than he is of talent.
Now, don't be envious, Dad. When I get to be rich and famous, I may let you handle my account. I've got to get a move on. He's expecting me right away.
Oh, no, you don't, young lady. If you go and see Mr. K, you're going as Zilzer. I'm not going to have him thinking he's dealing with a family of lunatics. Now, get your little wig on and don't get excited and flip it.
Okay, Dad. And as soon as you sign him up, I'll confess the whole thing. I want you to be proud of me as me, not as that little hunk of sauerkraut. Well, wish me luck. Bye.
But, Russell, I thought you definitely were not entering the contest for original recipes this year.
Well, I hadn't intended to, but this is the finest sauce for a chicken dish since Escoffier. I just perfected it. And, of course, I'd like to introduce it to the Gourmet Society without delay.
Well, it's a little short notice to call a meeting of the committee, but I'll do my best. Tonight at 8, you say?
Yes. If that's Miss Krautmeyer, send her right in.
Guten Morgen, Herr Kay.
Good morning, Ilsa, my dear. Now let's get right down to business. Last night you impressed me deeply, Ilsa, and I'd like to engage your unique artistic talents.
Oh, Herr Kay, you flatter me. I am not yet the great artist. I still take the lessons.
Ilsa, you can give lessons, and that's why I want to sign you up. I'm offering you a 3-year contract if you're willing to leave Mr. Albright and start tonight.
Tonight? Oh, my! Oh, this is ein klein short notice. But I accept. Yeah. Which role is it going to be?
No roles, Ilsa. You just prepare your chicken Bavarian.
Well, of course, I never tried to sing the chicken Bavarian.
Yes. Your sauce will captivate every member of the Gourmet Society committee.
You mean you don't want me to sing opera?
Good heavens, no. Whatever gave you that ridiculous idea? Ilsa, wait! Ilsa! Come back! Miss Whiting, get me Vern and Albright at Honeywell and Todd.
Here she is. Thank heaven we're in time.
Oh, quick, Margie. We just got a call from Mr. K. Change into your Ilsa outfit right away and get right over to his office.
I wouldn't go through that man's door again if I were a termite.
But you don't understand, Margie. He promised the judging committee of the Gourmet Society that they're going to have chicken Bavarian.
Okay, so let them. But they'll have to do without this chick.
Oh, but Margie, you've got to help us out.
No. Or if you want it from Ilsa, 9. Mr. K can go soak his big fat head.
Margie, my dear, there's a $500,000 deal depending on you. Do you realize how much that is? $500,000? I beg of you, please grant this one small request. Because if you don't, I'll fire this idiot father of yours on the spot.
But, Margie, you got a stake in this, too. Mr. K has promised you an addition if that chicken Bavarian recipe wins the contest tonight. And that's on the level, I swear.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Gentlemen, we've got work to do. I've got to get hold of Charlie and get that recipe.
If we can't find Charlie, can you cook chicken Bavarian alone?
Not a chance. It's an old recipe handed down to Charlie by his grandmother.
Well, if we can't locate Charlie, what about his grandmother? Can't we get her on the long-distance telephone?
It wouldn't be easy. She's been dead for 10 years. Charlie! Hey, Charlie!
Charlie, wake up! Wake up! Oh, hello, Mr. Albright. Going down?
What's the matter, Charlie? Are you sick?
I just left the dentist. I got a jaw full of Novocaine.
Nonsense. Novocaine doesn't put you to sleep.
But they had to give me gas so I could stand the Novocaine.
Let's get him into the apartment. We've got to wake him up, Dad. We haven't much time.
Charlie, wake up. You've got to wake up.
Charlie, can you hear me? This is Margie Albright. Can you hear me?
I'll read you loud and clear. Over and out.
Oh, Charlie, listen to me. All I want is the recipe for that chicken Bavaria you made last night. Tell me the recipe.
Yeah. the recipe. You take a chicken, put him in the pot, and then you,
I'll make some coffee. You two keep him moving. Maybe he can walk it off.
Okay. Now you're spread out. You send him over to me and I'll head him back.
Dad, get some brandy and bring it in, will you?
Oh, that's a good idea. We'll spike his coffee.
Charlie!
You idiot! Can't you return a sip of volley?
Your chicken Bavarian almost went over the side. You better take him in and give him a cold shower while I make that coffee.
Hot coffee and a cold shower, and he's still asleep.
Wouldn't you think sitting on a cake of ice would wake him up? Did you ever see a dream shaking? Well, I do.
Oh, we've got to wake him up. Come on, Charlie, wake up. Wake up!
Oh, hello, Mr. Albright. I must have fell asleep. You know I had to do in this dream? I was up at the North Pole, sitting on a...
Charlie, quick. I've got to have the recipe for your chicken bayou, like you cooked last night.
Sing it right out, boy. We'll take it down. Margie, paper and pencil.
Mr. Honeywell, I can't write it down. In fact, nobody can write this recipe down. You see, I prepare my chicken by the DPS method.
DPS method? What's that?
Dab, pinch, and smidgen. You see, I'll take a dab of this, a pinch of that, and a smidgen of the other.
Oh, no. You mean your chicken bayou is strictly an ad lib with pin feathers?
Yeah, but don't you worry, Miss Margie. I'll cook up some right now.
That won't do any good. She's got to cook it herself in front of an audience.
She does? Oh, that's bad. Excuse me. I must have caught cold sitting on that ice.
Well, there's only one thing to do. Charlie will just have to do his dab and smidgen bit while I watch and get the right measurements. Then I can wrap each ingredient separately and take them with me to the Gourmet Society.
Good, but you haven't got much time.
Well, don't you worry. Go ahead and get into your dinner jackets. I'll meet you there. Come on, Charlie, let's give it a go. How you coming, Charlie?
Oh, just fine, Miss Margie. I got all these slips numbered. So when you get over to the Gourmet Society, all you have to do is just take them in order and add to the wine sauce.
How much wine will I need? I'm way past the smidgen mark already.
Oh, just go ahead. You can't hurt it. It's like a recipe a friend of mine gave me for roast beef.
You mean you baste the roast beef with wine?
Well, you start out with wine, and then you add a bottle of gin and a half a bottle of sour mash whiskey, and then a bottle of applejack. And then you add a bottle of brandy. And then you season it with 2 squirts of tequila.
What does that do to the roast beef?
It ruins it. Ooh, that gravy.
You'd better get back to your dabbing. We haven't much time.
Yes.
Charlie, no!
Gentlemen, I give you tonight's guest of honor, the newest celebrity of the culinary world, Chicken Bavarian.
Ah. I must say you're keeping us in suspense, old man. Where is this miracle cook of yours?
Ilsa's in the kitchen right now, getting ready to cop the prize with Mr. K's new recipe.
Margie, I don't get it. What's the black drape over the door for?
I just leave everything to me. Charlie and I have got it made, huh, Charlie?
Yes, ma'am, we sure have.
Now, see here, I've got a right to know what you're going to do.
Charlie's going to help me. Now, that's all you have to know. You go in and tell Mr. K I'm ready.
Well, Mr. K, I guess Ilsa's ready as she'll ever be. Would you like to make the introduction now?
Yes, indeed. Gentlemen, your attention, please. Gentlemen, tonight culinary history will be made in the aromatic halls of the Gourmet Society.
How's our chance of coming out of this with a profit?
Well, that's up to Margie.
We're dead.
And upon this creation, I am staking my reputation as an epicure and an amateur chef.
Okay, Charlie, here we go. And remember, just use your right arm, your measuring hand.
Okay.
Ah, there's our chef. I'm looking forward to this.
Achtung! Now we will be making the sauce. But first, we must the table nearer to the pantry move. In case I forgot anything. Not so close, gentlemen. It makes me get nervous.
Must oblige the temperamental artist, gentlemen. Besides, Ilsa and I don't want you to learn our secret.
Oh, I see.
And now, we are get ready. Or, as mine papa used to say, Vashu there, Charlie.
Either I'd had too much wine or Ilsa's right arm is much longer than their left.
So it is. That comes from reaching for the top shelves. We don't have a stepladder.
Well, now we commence with the first ingredient. On the table to my right. Excuse, please. I am so excited I don't know my right from my left. And now we take ein kleines midgen of herb. Which herb is the big secret? On the table to my left. See what a secret it is? Even I don't know which one it is. Well, now, we get take some salt. Oh, thunder and blitzen. It gets spilled. That's bad luck. Gesundheit. I must have got the pepper by mistake.
Ilsa, are you all right? Are you able to continue?
Okay. Give me a big spoon and I'll stir it.
Give me a big spoon. And now I will take a big spoon and gestir. And the chicken Bavarian will be kaputt. Done.
Right arm.
You've had too much wine, Mr. K. You're seeing things.
Oh, no more wine for you, Mr. K. It'll kill those taste buds. Is it ready, Ilsa?
Jawohl, jawohl. Come and get it, gentlemen. Get this crazy chicken.
Well, Margie, old girl, you really made Mr. Honeywell and me sweat this one out. But you pulled the deal out of the fire.
Oh, it was nothing really, Dad. But seriously, I couldn't have done it without Charlie.
That reminds me. Mr. Honeywell wants to give you and Charlie a bonus for landing Mr. K's account.
Well, thanks, Dad. I'll give both the checks to Charlie because all I'm interested in is the audition Mr. K promised.
Oh, yes, the operatic audition. Well, there's just one little catch to that, Margie. Before you get the audition, Mr. K insists that you sign that 3-year contract as his cook. Love that vibrato of yours, dear. Well, that's my little Margie.